Hello. After when I machined the back seam of the sleeve, as you see, pressed it open. So just going to turn around. I pressed it open to your opening of your vent, to your sleeve. So open it there and do not iron that. So just iron it to that point. And that's it. So that's perfect now and ready to insert inside the sleeve. I would like you to now turn it inside out. So your seam allowance inside. Okay, in that way. There we go. See, nice and neat. And now you need to your actual sleeve. And if you see, I just turned my sleeve inside out as well and put the seams out because that's easier way to apply your lining. So just make sure, last minute check, make sure everything is good. Press it if it's not been pressed properly, because otherwise with the lining it would be absolutely impossible to press it very well. So it's very important you do that. Also, can you see here, it's where the vent and you seam allowance from the vent and they keep flipping about. Yeah? You see that? So I advise you to do is just to attach it to your actual seam here together. So during the where you are attaching your lining, it doesn't fold by accident in some way. Okay, so it's good if you do that. So just to attach that to your seam so it stays all in the place, but also, you know, so it's not folds anywhere else where you are attaching your lining. So just make sure it's all lays flat before you do that. So just tack, that's it, and that will just stays there. So just attached that to seam allowance to the seam allowance together in order just to make sure they're not folding. Now, so the next part would be is you've got now, so let's make sure it's the right side of your lining for the right side of the sleeve. So it's very, very important to do that. What we're going to do now is we're going to insert your actual sleeve inside the lining. So just make sure turning that way. So that matches with my vent and the vent of this of the lining, matching it together. Yeah, it's very important that you check which sleeve goes to which lining, because otherwise you ended up with twisting lining and it's just awful. Right, so I've pushed that, and because your lining is bigger, because we made it bigger, so it's important, you know, so you will be easily to insert it inside. Now, the next part I would like you to do is to match your opening of your, is going to get something to support to come closer to camera, to attach it, that vent and seam allowance, that seam here from the lining matching with the seam from your sleeve, and the opening of your vent matches with the opening in your lining. So you're just going to pin that, and then the line, the seam, which is cuff and the sleeve attaches together, is matching, of course, with the seam which is attaching in the top fabric, and matches with that seam where the cuff and sleeve attaches together. So that's quite important you do that. So you're matching those two seams together. So I'm just going to put the pin, make sure it's all make sure it's all matching. So that's on that seam. Match that. Then we have that seam here coming, which is the front seam of your sleeve. Need to match it with the front sleeve in the top fabric, and then matching. So can you see that? I'm matching that seam with that seam, and of course matching with the seam between cuff and the sleeve. So it comes across like that. So that's kind of important point that they're matching. So you pin it together. Okay, distribute that. Make sure it's all sits straight and nowhere it's any of the seams being by accident folded over. Then get your tacking thread and thimble, and then just tack above your seam. So that's my seam here. So just tack about 5 millimeters above that seam. So you're attaching to pretty much to the seam allowance here, so because they're quite thick, so you don't have to go through all the layers, just as long as it attaches to the seam. Make sure it's matching to your seam with seam, and just tack around. All the way. I'm just going to stop here. So that's that. Now that part is secured and that part are both separate, and now we know, so we can more concentrate on the cuff itself, so it's not going to move anywhere, and then we concentrate later on the actual sleeve as well. So it's very important to do that. So the next part would be is, although we tack that, I would like you to permanently secure that seam. So we're going to fold your cuff like that, and I would like you now to secure in the seam with the seam of your cuff. See, they're matching like that. So I'm going to now attach that two together. So they're not, I'm going to start from there. So leave the placket area as it is, so do not touch there. So when the seam allowance from the placket starts, can you see that from here? So just in certain places, attach two seams together. So I'm going to just with a running stitch in about 5 centimeters, like that. So I'm touching it with secure that. That's done, and that will stay permanently. So can you see that? I just attached here. Now turn around and attach where you've got a seam. Seam comes with the seam, so I think it's there. So I'm going to attach it there. The reason I don't do a one continuous line is just that I want to stop flexibility in the lining. So so just going to attach that, so that's together. Again, different tailors do different ways. So this is one of the ways, one of the techniques I do. And also, sometimes it's easier for me to show because I'm not there present. And so it's difficult for you sometimes to understand what I'm showing. So that's why the certain techniques I'm showing, it's so in order for you to understand on the videos. Right, and then so attach there, and I'm going to attach one here, which is closer to my vent. But I'm going to leave it a vent area accessible. So that's it. So just going to secure that. There we go. So that way is, so those tacking will stay permanently. You don't need to move them. No one's going to see them, but at the same time, it's there secured, so your lining would not shift, but at the same time have some kind of flexibility. Now, okay, you folded that over. You keep that tucking. Don't move it yet. Okay, so I'm going to show you what to do with the hem and the vent in the next video. Otherwise, there's quite a lot to take, and then I'll continue my demonstration. I'll see you later. Bye.